So how was the influencer? I mean, I just want to know in normal upbringing style, right? At least to correlate on how I was brought up. As because by the way, just for you to know that I was also studying in ICSE.
Okay.
At 9th standard, I changed my ICSE to state syllabus because the school went far, and then I chickened out. It's also because it's ICSE kind of thing.
Okay, but ICSE was not that hard during our times. I mean, CBSE was much more harder.
Yes.
That's what we always heard.
Yeah.
But when we went to give exams, we did not find that. So,
Yeah, I mean, the story is a bit. The school also moved to around 30-40 kilometers away. It was when you are, especially in Bangalore, right, if you are traveling around 2 hours and then come back and then only study in ICSE, it's hectic because every day-to-day basis you have to study.
yeah, the syllabus was huge.
Yeah.
The syllabus was huge. So
Yeah, that's why, just to correlate, I mean, was this a factor? I mean, I'm curious to know. At least.
See, when you try to hold back to your roots, it definitely, impacts you in a certain way. It will impact your upbringing, it will impact your thoughts. And what we did is when we were little kids, we did not connect that much, right? And yeah, Bengal was one of the forefront of the Indian Revolution during Indian independence. They fought hard. To be honest, it started from Bengal, right, with in Barakpur with Mangal Pandey. That was the first revolution that started. So
Not just that. I mean, you have revolutionaries. You have literature. You have
Yes.
movements that is spilling it
Correct.
out. It's kind of.
So we can in Bengal. So it's in history books. We have learned from our grandparents as well that when the revolution started, it did not just started from just action and wars and battles. Not that. It started from every front, from the society, from literature, from art. Even today, if you see Calcutta, it still brings up its voice with many mediums, not just writing, not just painting, not just singing. It comes from all fronts, theaters and stories and lots of stuff. So that's how it impacted us. So in the beginning, we did not know. We always knew that India is independent, Bengal fought hard and all this stuff, blah blah blah. Calcutta was the first capital of India and all these things. But when we started learning about the Indian Revolution in the history books, that's when we started connecting, because the names of the places, those are recorded in the history books, and those places were known to us, not from a past or a past event or from any other thing, but from normal day-to-day life stuff. That's when we started connecting and started taking pride. Okay, we brought something good. We helped India get
That's when it hit you around 8th,
That is
9th?
when, around 8th, 9th standard, it started hitting, and that is when you start feeling a little proud
And do you
about the
still
culture.
have this sense?
I don't have this on a broader perspective, but to be honest, those feelings, those kind of molded you in a certain way. That you have to stand up for what is right. Okay, you shouldn't just stay down and just stay low and do not fight back. That's not the way. And if somebody is doing something wrong, you tell them at least. You have to voice your opinion. So in a way, even if you see in today's world, Bengalis, they have a very opinionated view. Even if they're not into a certain field, they have very, very strong opinions and they feel they're right. So these things comes from, I think, from the education part, because in history they have learned these things, right? And they know that the forefathers...
And was the culture, because education is one thing, was the family, culture, friends, social circles also reinforcing this part in passive, active ways?
I cannot talk much about others, but I had a very big joint family. Okay, and to be honest, my father had fought a lot. He was a middle son, so they were like 4 brothers, 3 brothers and 4 sisters. So they were like 7 siblings, and my father had a lot of responsibility on him because my grandfather was old, and we actually during the war we actually came from Bangladesh. So
this is another part which I wanted to ask.
When the partition happened, so we came back. So initially,
1970s, 1972, so.
even before that, before 1947. So we moved to
Oh,
India.
you were the first migrants of
Yes,
1947.
yes. So when India-Pakistan partition happened, so Bangladesh was initially part of.
So your
Pakistan.
grandfather remembers the story of this.
I haven't heard anything because my grandfather also didn't stay that long in Bangladesh as well. My grandmother as well. So all the siblings, all my father and his generation, they were all born in India, and they were.
So
India
your
was
parents heard the
independent.
story then.
Our parents learned some stories.
But did the heat of relocation, to find an apartment here in Germany,
No, it
to
was-
relocate is that difficult? But
No, I mean you're talking about us or about
no,
my grandfather?
general part, did you see an impact in terms of asset creations and things like this? Because generally when you uproot, right, you are coming into a new land, you have to create everything from zero, right? The ancestral story that actually is supposed to build on is actually slipping.
Yeah, I mean, see, during those days, what I've learned, what I've heard, not learned but rather heard, is that we had family connections here as well. So, my grandmother's brothers were here in Calcutta because it was not much of a distance back then. It was same country, right? It was all Bengal. There was no East Bengal, West Bengal, Bangladesh or Pakistan or anything. It was all India. So we had family here. So when this partition was going to happen, I think my grandfather came to India in around 1940s, not even 47. So they came here around that time. So that is how the family started building up, and during that time it was not like that you have to acquire land or anything.
We will come back to there was a struggle.
There was not much struggle. I wouldn't say there was struggle because the family was already here. So the other part, the extended family was already here.
No, I mean, I wouldn't want to go back to the question to tell that, okay, the social circles influences the culture.
Yeah.
We were at this point.
Yeah, social circle definitely has an influence. So that's how I saw that my father was really, putting up basically for everybody. So the education of our aunts, education of my uncle, my father's elder brother, he was very sick. He was not able to walk. He was into a very good job. He was, well educated, but he could not. In all this mess up and goof up, my father actually didn't go for any hard studies. He finished his 12th. He did his bachelor's. I think he could not finish his bachelor's. He went to college, but then he has to, take care of the family. He had to take care of the family. So he went into jobs, he went into politics and all these things. He was back then a Congress party man as well. They were only Congress and CPN in Bengal that time. There was no BJP, nothing else. So he was into Congress, so me and my mother always fought that you have to leave this, you can take this.
You don't like politics?
I kind of despise it because, I won't say despise it, but I have an interest in politics from the perspective that I have to know about what's happening, but not get involved into politics. I always try to keep myself out, even today. Even in diplomatic situations, I'm not very diplomatic. I'm a very, cutthroat person.
Outright.
Always outright. So I'll say what I feel. It has always put me in very difficult positions at times in my life, in social life, in professional life, but that's how I am. I cannot change it. I've toned down a little bit. Yes.
Life has taught lessons.
Life has taught lessons, yes, especially after being in Erlangen. So life has taught me a lot in Erlangen that, okay, I have to, calm down, not take everything very personally. If it is not, that high of a stake is involved, it's better to calm down. Things will anyways change its course and go in the good direction. So to be honest, I have started building much more trust on others and let go of this feeling that, okay, I have to do it, I have to change it, I have to make it correct. So that thing has changed a lot and it is more like has become a little passive now.
Passive. So, okay, we were talking about
My
studies.
father. So yes, so this leadership quality that I have seen in my father, that has taught me a lot.
That has
Because
inspired you.
That has inspired me a lot, and even when I was in class 10th, during that time I made a promise to myself that I would not walk down my father's path. I would not. I will ensure that things go very smooth in family at least. Because what happened that time, my father was, providing to almost everybody, but he was not able to take care of himself. His health deteriorated a lot during that time. And for that, his business suffered. And since his business suffered, we suffered financially as well. And on top of that, whatever he gained, whatever he acquired, whatever wealth we had.
But that's anyway the philosophy of aeroplanes, right?
Yeah.
Put your mask first.
Yeah,
So
put your mask first and then put the others. Because if you were not there, what would the family do? So probably that was the biggest mistake my father did. And I think he has learned his lesson as well. So that is what has impacted me.
Is it the same thing that the for 11th and 12th are the most serious exams?
It was so damn serious for our parents and for our teachers, not for us.
Not for you.
Not for us. We as I said.
But you were in your teens, right?
Yeah. We were in our teens, so that's what. No, so we had no fear that time. We only thought and started praying to God, when the exams would be approaching us.
And try the miracles of God.
And always hope for miracles. But fortunately, I was a good student. I was a good student academically, and the friends group that we had, they were also good academically. But in school, we were always the most notorious ones. So we had two sides, always.
So you finished your 12th in ICSE?
No, 12th is ISC.
ISC, yes, you finished it in ISC.
In the same school.
We will continue from there, sir.